We're back. All right, y'all. So, oh wait, excuse me. So, those of you all who are new to us, we are the Sammy, Nicole, and Fifi show here on YouTube. And on our show, our channel, we talk about all things love, life, relationships, and pop culture from both the Generation X perspective and the millennial perspective. And don't forget, we are a dynamic mother daughter duo on YouTube. The only dynamic mother daughter duo on YouTube. All right. And tonight, what are we talking about? And oh, yes, I'm Sammy Nicole. This is Fifi. What are we talking tonight, my beautiful mother?
Okay, so I just want to take a second just to say welcome to all our new subscribers.
Yes.
We
Hey,
really
y'all.
appreciate you all subscribing to our channel. Our last video seemed to be a hot topic, and we had a lot of feedback from that video, and we really appreciate all the feedback, all the likes, and all the shares. So please continue
All the
to
engagement, whether you agreed or not, we appreciate
we
it.
appreciate it. Please continue to like and share our videos. We really appreciate it. I can't tell you how much we appreciate their interaction and you guys commenting on our videos. We respond to all comments, whether they're good or bad. So we appreciate it. And I just wanted to say thank you. So tonight we're talking about something I guess that we could say is a little controversial.
Yeah, piggybacking off of the response we got from our last video, why you should date down. And we were inspired to talk about this topic based on the comments that we received from our last video. So shout out to the commenters. So yeah, what are we talking about?
Why should I go 50-50?
Okay, and would you like to expound what is 50-50 and
I'll let you.
you wanna go?
I'm not paying half for anything. 50-50.
Okay. So just to give y'all context, and I'll include the link down in the description box of this video. So we talked about why you should date now in our last video. Please check that out, y'all. Like, share, comment. Let us know what you think about that video. It will really, really help us with engagement. And so basically in that video, we talked about dating down. And one of the topics that came up was the topic about finances and, you know, just basically doing what works best for your household and how a lot of times people get into heated debates, especially, you know, on social media when it comes to finances about, okay, who's gonna pay rent, who's gonna pay a mortgage, are we gonna split it down half in the middle, or is the man gonna pay and be the provider, or is the woman gonna pay if she happens to make more, or regardless of who makes more, who make less, you know, the two people, whether they be, you know, two men or two women or male or female, they split it down the middle. So we got some comments from our last video that were kind of triggered, and so that's what encouraged us to talk about this topic today. And so, yeah, I know some of our commenters made it kind of felt like, I guess the whole dating down thing, like that was kind of like a more European kind of mindset, or that we were targeting a certain group of people, trying to attack them or paint them in a bad light. I don't know. Was trying to figure out where they got that from, but whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, let's get back to the whole 50-50 thing. But that's basically based on the response from our last video, kind of got us talking about tonight's topic.
Okay, so with me, it's being Generation X.
You want to talk about kind of why you don't want to go 50-50? Like, what was your experience like growing up? Like, what did you see? What examples did you see growing up from like your mom or your aunts, and what was their dynamics like in their relationships with their husbands when it came to finances?
So what I seen growing up was none of my mom didn't work until later on, until we were like middle school, high school, and she only worked, and she made it perfectly clear that she only worked to have extra to be able to get extra things for her and her children. She made it perfectly clear that she was not paying any bills, and she did not pay any of the household bills. My dad was an excellent provider, excellent provider. We wanted for nothing. So that's what I saw growing up. And with all of my aunties, none of them worked. Their husband they were providers. And if they worked because they wanted to work and because they wanted to have extra, outside of the husband's income. So they went out and got whatever part-time job, a little job that they wanted to have. And one of them was an entrepreneur. So she had money coming in from being an entrepreneur. But all of my aunties' husbands, they worked and they had pretty decent jobs and made a pretty decent income. And I would say, they wasn't rich or well off, but they were middle class, and everybody lived comfortably. So I never seen any women in my family contributing to paying any bills of any sort. So once I got married and got into a relationship, that was my mindset. I'm married for you to provide. I think a man should be head of his household and he should provide. And that's the standard I went by, with all of them, with my marriages, that I had a provider. And so that was never an issue for me. So that's what I seen. So now that I'm dating again, and now that the person that I'm dating, and we're starting to talk about, going to next steps, we're having these conversations. We're having dialogue about, about finances. And it's so important for you all to have these conversations before you move in with somebody, before you start shacking, before you get married. It's so important to have these conversations about, how do you look at your finances? Are you a provider? Will you be able to maintain a household? Because I tell them up front, I'm not paying no bills. I'm not doing 50-50 with you. That's what I say up front. And I know I can say that to the men that I date, to this man, well, not the men, but to this man that I'm dating, because I know he's a provider. He's well, he makes a good living. So it's not an issue for him to provide for me. And he doesn't have a problem providing for me. Perfect example. We may go out on a date and I may say, babe, I got you this time. I'll treat you. And he'll say, no, you're not. You're not treating me. It's not my birthday. You're not, only on my birthday you can take me out or whatever. So I know this man that I have will.
Is that right?
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
So I know that this man that I'm dating, he whatever.
No, please continue.
I know that this man that I'm dating will provide for me, and I won't have to go 50-50. And we talked about this. I am not going 50-50. I'm not going 50-50 on no rent. I'm not on no mortgage. Why? I mean, I don't understand the concept of women thinking that, we should go 50-50. We should split everything down the middle. Where did that come from? Did it come from millennials? Because it definitely didn't come from my generation.
Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, when I'm hearing, word on the street, or even as I'm dating too, some men feel like because of today's economy, inflation is steady, rising. You need a 2-income household. You can't just survive off of one. Some men feel like because it's just food, gas, rent, inflation, everything's so expensive, it's just not realistic to make it off of one income. And a lot of men feel like also in addition to that, they feel like they don't make enough money
There's the
to
thing.
be able to take care of themselves and another person, and sometimes even a family as a whole. They just feel like it's too much pressure. They don't have the resources, and they just can't do it. And then another reason is some of them, they just don't fucking want to. They don't want to take care of your ass.
And here's the thing, though, Samantha.
They don't want to take care of your ass.
Here's the thing. I'm not asking anybody to take care of myself because, as you all know, I have my MBA.
Say it again.
I have my MBA.
Okay.
So don't get it twisted. I am a very well-educated black woman and capable of taking care of myself. And I work, and I'm a business owner. So taking care of myself is not an issue. I can do that. But I want a man that I know that can provide for me. And I'm not saying that I will not contribute to the household at all, but I'm not going.
Because you will decorate it.
Yeah, I will come with some decor.
She will make a house a home. That's for damn sure.
For
Have it
sure.
cozy, smelling good, looking good,
Clean.
food, everything.
So I'm gonna make sure that I contribute to the home, but I'm not going 50-50. So the guy that I'm dating now, we talked about this, and he was like, okay, fine, you know, as long as you're able to contribute something to the home. And, you know, it's not like the major, you know, it's not like mortgage or rent or anything like that. I don't mind, you know, getting groceries or paying a utility bill, paying cable or something like that. But as far as saying that our bills, for example, the bills are $3,000 a month. I'm not finna give you $1,500 and you pay $1,500. I'm not finna go 50-50 like that.
So what do you say to the men saying, well, isn't it fair for us to go half and half? I mean, you live here too. What would your response be?
Married, biblically, I am the helpmate.
So you're going to take it back biblically.
That's right. Scripture. See, that's what us Generation X do.
You're going to hit them with the Bible.
Right. We hit them with the scriptures.
And so I'm assuming anybody you dealing with is a God fearing
man,
a Christian man.
Okay. He's a man of God. And so he has no problem with it. He has no problem with it. And he has the income and the resources
I just want to point out, like, it
don't take care of both of us.
Okay.
Easily. With no problem.
Why do you think people always say biblically? Because, I mean, if you look at other cultures that aren't Christians, I mean, the men are the head of the household and providers too. I mean, if you look at Indian and Asian cultures, they're not Christians. They're not leaning on the Bible.
Right.
And they still believe in those traditional values.
Don't work. Most of them women don't work.
But I just wanted to ask you, why do we always say that? Biblically, I mean.
As African Americans, is that what you're stating? When you say we, who is we?
Yeah, we as African Americans.
Okay.
I mean, we always say biblically, but like technically, if you look at other cultures, they don't live by the Bible or believe in that, but they still believe in the man being the provider.
And they're not
Christian.
Because they're not Christians. Okay, so biblically I do. Mm-hmm. And then I just think that the man should be the head of the household. And if you're going to be the head of the household, then you need to be able to maintain and sustain your household. If I'm going to let you lead me and be the man of the house, then you need to be able to provide for me and maintain and sustain that household. Period. And that's just my opinion. Now, y'all can drop down in the comments and say anything you want to say. But when I say what I said what I said.
Ooh.
Okay? I said what I said, and I stand by what I say.
So you saying you standing 10 toes down on what you say?
10 toes.
All right.
Okay, so, I mean, and it's women out there that, you know, don't mind going 50-50. They'll do it, you know. But I'm just not that one. Now, like I said, I'm going to contribute to the home, but I'm not going to be paying half or nothing. I can't wrap my mind around it.
So here's another thing.
And then I want to touch on another point.
Okay. You want to go first?
Let me touch on this point because I'll forget I'm older than you. The point that I want to touch on is that the women, you know, the women that I saw growing up with, none of them working. But like you said though, back then the cost of living was different from now.
Much cheaper.
Much cheaper from now.
It's
And I
expensive.
totally agree that you can have more with two incomes. So that's why I'm not saying that I'm not going to contribute at all, but I'm just not going to go half and half. That's what I'm saying. Because back when I was growing up, of course, the cost of living was less, and it's more now. Now, if you're young, going to millennial, and you all are just starting out, it's a difference. So it's a different point of view from millennials to Generation
Like
X.
a young millennial.
A young millennial
who's just getting started.
who's just getting started. You all just got married, trying to get established. You may have to contribute more until you all start to get established and your careers get established and your salary increase. But I'm at a point now where I'm pretty much settled, and the person that I'm dating has his finances are good and up there where he's able, where my income is not gonna make or break the household. He's still gonna be able to sustain the household, and we're still gonna be able to live comfortably. So it's a difference between the millennial and the Gen X as far as the 50-50 thing, the outlook on the 50-50 thing. But it came from me seeing my mom and my aunts not working and living comfortably. I mean, I never wanted for anything without my mom not working out of the household. One thing that I do remember, when I came home from school, my mother was there. I had a hot meal. The house was clean. I could sit down and they helped me with my homework. So I had my mom. It was nothing more refreshing than to come home after school and my mother was there. Whereas now, with women working outside the household, we've talked about this as far as women having to leave work and go get their sick kids.
And daycare is about like mortgage.
Right.
Some people are paying $1,000 to $2,000 a month in daycare childcare fees.
So if you are a young couple, you have to consider all of those things. Is it more economically feasible for the woman or even the stay-at-home dad to stay at home than to work outside the house and put the child in the daycare?
And that's another bill.
So there's all dynamics that you have to look at it from a different age group, millennial and Gen X. Where with me, my mindset is I'm not doing 50-50 because now I'm in a age category where where the man that I'm dating, he's financially stable, and I don't have to worry about the lifestyle or the standard of living that we will have if I don't contribute to the household. So I will always work because I like to shop. And I like to have my own money. And I don't want to be asking nobody, can I have $20? Give me $30 when I want to run down to the Starbucks and get my latte. I don't want to have to.
What you need it for?
What you need it for? I just gave you some money yesterday. What you do with the money? See, I'm not going to do all that. So I'm going to always work. And thank God that I have level of education and skill set that I'm able to
You go
work.
with that education, you're going to be triggering people. You already said that prison GED.
What happened?
Last video,
And
you
the
had
reason
these
why I said that
triggered
is
now.
because
Watch your mouth now. Watch your mouth. Watch your
now
mouth.
we know people do marry people that's been, and it's nothing wrong with that. That's been
You was attacking. You heard they
incarcerated, and then they go marry people. Well, they marry people that's been incarcerated and not on their level. Why would you marry somebody that's been incarcerated? You're educated. You're into politics. You like to go vote, but you marry somebody that's a felon that can't even go vote with you.
Because they obviously don't care about it. They're not caring about the education level.
Well, I guess so.
It's other aspects in that person. So we're just going to leave it at that.
We're going to leave it at that. But going back to the 50-50, I will always have my own, but I'm not going to contribute to the household 50-50. That's not going to happen for me. And it's different from everybody. Like you always say, do what is best
For your
you,
household.
for your household and what's for you. But you need to have these conversations with your partners before you start to cohabitate with one another, because that opens up a whole issue if you do it later. So now that the man that I'm dating, we're dating and talking about going to the next level. So we're talking about finances. We're putting everything out on the table. I'm not doing, no, I'm not doing this. I'm like, cool. All right. Well, what can you, we're just talking, because we don't want any surprises. Once we decide to come together as one. So, and like I said, it's different for my age category than it is for a millennial. So.
So, okay, and let me ask you this. So, what do you say to the men who say, well, okay, you don't want to split the bills down the middle, 50-50. What if your husband gets sick? What if he loses his job and he can't work?
Good point.
What are you going to do then? Are you going to leave him out to dry? Are you going to step up and contribute? What happens if he loses it all?
Okay, so here's the thing. That's why I would continue to work and make sure that I can provide for myself. And another thing, when you come into a relationship and you get married and you start to combine finances, you never want to go above the financial bracket or economic bracket where one person can't take care of everything. That makes sense? So if my spouse or my significant other gets sick, I would need to be able to we need to be in a situation where if something happens to one of us, the other person can maintain it. But also, here's the thing. If I'm dealing, and the man that I'm dealing with, I know that he's financially set. If something happens to him, I won't have to worry about it, because he's already financed.
It's things in place.
It's things in place.
Oh, okay. So you use insurance policies and
money,
bonds and stock and savings. Okay.
It's money. So I don't have, I'm set. He's set. So I don't have to worry about that if something happens. So you have to just be financially prepared for situations like that. And that's why you have the conversations before you get married and start to live with people. Make sure you talk about things. I know finances are really touchy. It's really sensitive. Credit scores. If you file bankruptcy, when you're leaving another marriage, going into another marriage, there's issues. Debt. Do you owe $80,000 in taxes, back taxes? Have you paid your taxes? Do you pay your taxes? These are the things that you have to talk about before you get together with somebody. So you'll know, okay, do I need to go? And sometimes, like you said, they really need you to go 50-50 with them, because they have other financial issues where they can't take care of everything. So
they need
the
help. They need a roommate.
They need a roommate. And that's basically what it is, a roommate. Going 50-50 with somebody. It's not your spouse, it's a roommate. But whatever works, whatever
or they
works.
say not a roommate. No, the term they use is partnership.
Partner, my partner.
That's what I hear a lot of men say. They say, I don't want a liability. I don't want nobody that
I don't want a bill.
I don't want somebody that can't bring anything to the table. She got to carry her weight. Or they'll say, if a woman say they want a man that's a provider, then men will say, well, why is it all about money?
Why you need somebody to take care of you?
Well, why do you need somebody that you're attracted to?
Exactly.
That's
why
tangible.
Do you need me to lay next to you every night?
Yeah. Why do you need me to be intimate with you?
Yeah.
I mean, why can't I just love you for who you are and we just connect that way? Why do I have to look a certain way? Why do I have to stay under a certain
Why
weight?
you want me to have my nails done and my feet done?
Why do I have to cook every day? Why if I'm a good person and I'm supporting you, why do I have to do all those things to be useful to you? But if I'm expecting you to do something to be useful to me, I am just a horrible Jezebel gold digger, and how dare I want that? How dare you want that? you're awful, awful, awful. It's
It's like when we want something, it's like, well, why do you need that? Why do you need somebody to do that for you? You can do that for you. Why do you need it? Why do you ask me for what you ask me for? Why do you want the things that you want from me? I mean, come on now. But we have to be realistic and not be afraid to to be afraid that we're not going to be with this person if we don't give them what they want, or if we lower our standards. My standards are my standards, and I'm not lowering them for anybody. And I don't shy away from what my ideology or what I want in a relationship. I'm upfront about it. And like I said, the guy that I'm dating, we've talked, and he's fine with it. He's fine. As a matter of fact, he's like, okay. He's like, oh, okay. You know, this is A, B, and C. If you don't like it, then okay. And then have the conversation up front early, not when you get involved and get feelings for somebody. Talk about stuff like that early. You know, get a feel for their finances, how they handle their money. You know, what happened in their past relationships. You know, did they have
some people have trauma. Another thing I noticed with men too, like if they've been like previously married and they're now divorced, if they feel like their wife wiped them clean financially, then they're like very vigilant about in their future relationships going forward holding on to their money. So you have a lot of men who are like traumatized and they've been scarred, and I understand that. And so they're just like, no, you're not getting my money. You're not taking me for everything I have. I've been through the ringer before, and I'm just not gonna do it. But you know, that's the risk you take in any relationship. Women go through the ringer too, and I feel like it is the expectation for us as women to not be bitter and not to punish the next man for what the last man did. So I would just implore the men to just keep that same mentality. You know, we get it. You know, men get run through the ringer, sometimes rightfully so, in divorces, and sometimes not rightfully so. But you know, the same way you expect women to heal, I hear that a lot, and I feel like in life you're always healing from something. You're never 100 completely healed, but that's another topic for another day. I just think that it would be nice if you know, men could, you know, just give that same grace, you know, to women, you know.
Yeah, but you know, I hear a lot of men saying that, you know, she just wants me for my money. She just want to date me for my money. She don't have her own money.
And I notice men who say that, not all the times, but oftentimes they tend to lead with their money. Like they peacock. And I'll include that link to, we did a video talking about peacocking and explaining what that was. So I'll include that link down in the description box as well for you all if you're interested. But I think that if you don't want someone who's, you know, after your money, I think the best thing to do would be not to lead with it. Maybe lead with who you are as a man, your character. Almost kind of like, you know, when men are like, oh, if you don't want a man to be after you for your looks, then be mindful of your dress, even though, you know, I feel like, you know, nobody should still be inappropriately touched or spoken to, but that's a topic for another day, regardless of how they're dressed. But, you know, it's kind of, I kind of liken that argument to that comment that, you know, sometimes men will make. But yeah, going back to that topic on hand, I just think that if you don't want someone, or you don't want to attract women who are after you for your money, your best bet would be not to lead with it. And I feel like for some men, because they don't have much personality or swag about themselves, they lead with their money. They lean on their money and use it as a crutch because they really don't have anything else to offer but their money. Just like with some men, they really don't have anything to offer but their sexual abilities, their sexual prowess. So that's what they lead with, you know. Same thing with women. Some women, they don't have much personality either. They're not good conversationalists. So you'll see some women, they lead with their beauty. So
yeah, so I'm not down with the 50-50 thing. And like, you know, like I was saying, there's different ways you can look at it from different age categories. You know, young people may need to go 50-50. But at my age, there's no 50-50 for me. And that's not saying that, you know, I can't do it. I'm not doing it. I don't want to do it, and I'm not gonna do it because I'm dating. And when I was dating, that, you know, those are the things that you have to, you know, when you are dating someone, the things that you have to look at, you know, is this person financially stable? If we get together, you know, will he be able to sustain a household, you know, and be a provider? You know what I'm saying? So those are things you have to really look at and analyze when you're dating, if that's what you want, if that is one of your standards. And my standards are my standards, and I'm, you know, I'm not going back from that. And I haven't, you know, deterred from what I want. So, and I know we feel like, okay, I'm not gonna find anybody that's gonna do that, you know. No one is gonna do that. But that's not true. That is not true, ladies.
If you think it's true, it's true. We create our reality. It's your mindset.
Don't settle. We want to settle. Don't settle. If you want to be married, don't move in with somebody with hopes that he's gonna marry you, or that he's gonna ask, or he's gonna ask to, you all are gonna be engaged. Don't do that. If you want to be married, if you want to be engaged, hold out until that man. Hold out until you get what you want. Don't be so anxious, because I'm telling you, once you take one step, they're gonna go back. If you give in a little bit, they're gonna go back some more, because they feel like the more you give in, the less they have to do. So if you want to be married, stick to that standard, and make sure you get that. If you want to be engaged by a certain time, stick to that standard and make sure you get that. Don't be so anxious and give in. Then you move in with somebody. Before you know it, you be living with them for 5-6 years. Y'all still ain't married. You want to be married. He feel like he don't need to marry you because he got you now. So I'm saying all that to say, whatever you desire, stick to your standard. And don't waver from that. And don't feel like that if I waver from what I want, that's going to run that person off, because then you let your own self down, because in the end, you're going to feel like, okay, I shouldn't have deterred from what I wanted, because now I'm in this situation and I'm not happy. So if you want something, stick to it. And if it runs that person off, then that person just wasn't for you anyway, right? So what else you want to say?
Again, guys, find the matching lid to your pot.
Yeah.
Okay? It's out there. If you want to go half-seas, there's a person who also wants to do the same. If you don't want to do that, there's a person who will want to do that, you know? Mm-hmm. Again, just don't try to fit a square peg in a round hole. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to leave you guys with today.
Hey.
You didn't ask me you didn't ask me what I thought.
That's what you think?
What I wanted to do.
What you want to do?
I don't want to go half. I ain't going half.
So you're not going half?
No, I'm actually dating, and I was dating this one guy. We were talking. At first he was like, "Oh, I don't have any problem, you know, being the provider, but you know, if I'm gonna be with a woman, married to her, and we're having children, and she's, you know, say for instance, she wants to stay at home with the children, maybe their first couple of years of their life, like first year or two, and she wants to work, either, you know, stay at home, be a stay-at-home mom for the first 1 or 2 years and doesn't want to work. I would be okay with it, but my expectation is that she cooks and cleans, you know, 7 days a week. And it was just like, oh, okay. So I was like, okay, so she couldn't have like 1 or 2 days off of cooking where y'all just order out or eat out, or maybe you cook, you know, 1 or 2 days. And he was like, no.
Oh wow.
He was like, if I'm working outside the home and
Oh,
I may
wow.
have to potentially work 2 jobs just to supplement my income, I'm not doing that. And I was like, oh, okay.
Mm.
And then as we continued to talk, then he kind of switched it up on me. And he was like, yeah, we need a 2 income household in this world, you know. And then he said, I don't know how he got on to, but he said something like, yeah, these women don't want to cook no more. And I was like, yeah, these men don't want to take care of us no more. And he was like, oh, it's not that we don't want to, it's just some of us can't. And so that's why I touched on that, because you know some men, they feel like just the thought of having to take care of a woman and kids, it stresses them out. It's a burden. They're like, I don't want to do that. And you have some men, they're like, I don't want to get married. It's a risk. I don't want to be taking care of no wife, no kids. Like I just want to fly solo dolo and grow old and become the pee man in the nursing home. So it's just like, you know.
And then there's some men who don't mind doing it. You know,
Yeah.
like mine said, he said, I take care of mine.
Yeah, you have some men, they just not tripping. They just like,
It is.
this
I mean,
is what it is. They
it
don't
is
care.
what it is. You know, they wanna take care of their woman. It makes them. Okay, and this is another thing that I want.
Yeah, they want to take care of their woman, and you know some men, they
Alpha males. You say, I always say alpha males.
Right, we need to do that next. What is an alpha male? Yeah.
So that's our next video. What is an alpha male? Because Samantha is saying, Mom, you always say alpha males.
And I'm like, girl, what is it?
So, but there's other type of males. Samantha, what are they?
There's like the beta male, the sigma male, all these different archetypes.
Okay, but I'm always talking about the alpha male because I know that's the one that will provide and protect, the alpha male. So
that you know of.
That I know.
But you don't know all the archetypes. That's why
I don't know all of them.
Questioning her, like, do you know?
Yes,
really?
Samantha keeps me on my toes with what I say. So she was like, "Wow, why do you always say an alpha male? You want an alpha male?" Because that's what I know that will provide and protect. From what I know.
Okay, her homework is to do her research to see if it's still what she wants, and we're gonna come back and talk about it and dissect it.
Because that's what I always say. An alpha male does not care about
do our research
about what his woman does. An alpha male just want to know that you have something going on, that you can take care of yourself, that you can provide for yourself. But
as you should as an adult.
As an adult.
Regardless where you're
male
or
female. So you all make sure you remember we said that. Everybody should be able to take care of themselves as you should as an adult. Or have something going on. Whether it's your business or you're in school to better yourself, to be able to take care of yourself. You should have something going on. I don't care even if you are married and your spouse makes 6 figures. As a mature woman, I'm saying to all my young women, always have something going on for yourself. Always have a resource, or a source of income, or where you can have access to some type of income. Always have something going on for yourself. Never get content and complacent in a relationship just because you do have an alpha male that will provide and protect for you. Okay, y'all remember that. But most alpha males that provide and protect, they really don't care about what you make. Like you said, the guy that you're dating, he didn't ask you one time what you do, right?
No, the other guy I'm dating, no.
The other guy that you're dating, he didn't ask Samantha one time what she does. It's all about her. He wants to know all about her, not how much money she makes, where she works at. But then the other one that you was talking to, he's trying to find out what she does. Mm-hmm. He's trying to find out. So, y'all, it's a difference. It's a difference. So there are men out there that don't mind, providing and taking care of their woman. Okay? So don't think that what we're saying is far-fetched, because it's not. It's not. Here's the thing. It's what we accept. Okay? It's what we picture in our mind that limits us. If you think that the only type of man I'm gonna find is a man that I gotta go 50-50 with, then that's the type of man you gonna get. You gonna get a half man. You're going to be going half and half on everything. But you got half on this, but you got the other half on this. But can you cash out me your half of the bills? But can you...
Not cash out.
Babe, I'm getting ready to go pay the mortgage. You got your half. If that's the mentality of a type of man that you gonna get, then that's what you gonna get. But see, my mentality is not like that, because I'm not going half, and I know I'm not going half, and I'm not gonna put myself in a situation to deal with a man that wants me to go half. And that's okay if that's what he wants. If that's what he wants, then there's women out there that would do that. But I'm just not that woman that I'm gonna do that, because my ideology is a man is supposed to provide and take care of his household. And that's what I stand on. That's the way I was raised, and that's what I stand on. And
10 toes down. You
10 toes down.
All right.
And I hadn't had a problem with any of my husbands providing for me.
All right.
Okay, so, and that's that.
As Kendra G would say, are you used to dating men like that?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. No problem. So if it's what you want and what you manifest and what you think you should have, and so stop thinking that you're gonna have to go 50-50 with some. And I'm telling you, and it's even some young men. I know a young lady who's dating somebody now. The young man is an excellent provider. They're 32. He takes very good care of her and his child. And make sure that the child's mother is comfortable as well. So, it's possible. It's possible. So, do you think it's possible?
Yeah.
So, okay.
I think whatever you desire, it's possible. I mean, I've seen people who society has deemed as being the least deserving of being able to get what they desire, and they get what they desire anyway. So, if you want something bad enough, the universe has no option but to yield to you, especially if you're doing things to get in alignment with it. So,
all right, y'all. So let us know what you all think.
All right, yeah, let us know down in the comment section, y'all. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Sammy Nicole. This is Fifi. We're the Sammy Nicole and Fifi Show. We do have some great, exciting podcasts that will be featured on beginning of next year, at the beginning of the new year in 2023. So be sure to be on the lookout for that announcement. We're super excited. For those of you all who want to book us on your podcast, you can email us, or if you want to do promos, at Sammy Nicole and Fifi, at gmail.com. And we'll take a look at your request and see if it's in alignment with our platform and what we're about. All right, so again, on that note, I'm Sammy Nicole. This is Fifi. We're the Sammy Nicole and Fifi Show. Until next time, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Let us know what you think down in the comment section. Are we crazy? Okay. Are we bad girls for wanting it? Let us know. All right, y'all. Bye.
Bye.